My name is Akshana Dassanaike. I attended North Allegheny High School, and I am planning to attend Stanford University this fall to study computer science. I started the North Allegheny TED Talk Club in my sophomore year, and I noticed that at North Allegheny we had clubs for nearly everything except public speaking. We did have speech and debate, which is something that I'm involved in, but I think that there's still a differentiation between speech and debate and kind of getting on a stage and giving a talk about any sort of topic that you're interested in. And so I noticed that in my sophomore year in a large public high school that it's really easy to feel like isolated or alienated, especially in terms of being minorities or just kind of feeling left out. And so in my junior year, I came up with this idea of having a community diversity celebration around food, where people are able to bring ethnic dishes from their kind of heritage. It's basically a community potluck where everyone brings their own dishes and we all sit at one long table and eat together and enjoy foods from various cultures to symbolize unity. So actually the motivation behind getting into app development started whenever I was only in 9th grade. I hadn't had a smartphone yet, and so my dad challenged me and said that if I could learn how to code an app for a smartphone, then he'd buy me one. And then I decided that I wanted to make an app that could potentially lead to some sort of better cause or the betterment of society. So I came up with building a carbon footprint calculator in which users are able to enter in information about their energy usage and other things along those lines. So the app doesn't have a patent, but I do have another patent for a drone that is able to collect water. And so the kind of benefit of drone water sampling is that it doesn't actually require a person to physically collect water. They can stand out on like the shore or on some sort of other remote area, and that means that people are able to collect water in areas that traditionally humans wouldn't be able to explore. Steel City Codes is a 501c3 nonprofit that I started in my sophomore year, and the overall goal of Steel City Codes is to provide cost-free education in computer science to elementary and middle school students. After my sophomore year, in that summer, I had a few weeks where there really wasn't much going on. So I decided to start a local summer camp where I recruited some of my high school friends to volunteer as teachers and teach elementary and middle school students computer science within my school district. And from there, the idea really took off. Families and students alike both loved it. And so then the next year, we really scaled everything up, and we were able to teach 360 students from across the greater Pittsburgh area, all for free. We recruited companies to give us sponsorship donations, so that way we were even able to provide low-income students with cost-free lunch. And since then, we have grown throughout Pennsylvania, working with schools around the state. And right now, as a senior graduating, I'm working with other juniors and sophomores to really train them to be able to lead Steel City Codes as I would have if I was still here. I play water polo, so that's something that I really enjoy. I also debate on the speech and debate team, and I got into that my freshman year just because I loved arguing with my parents, and really from there it took off. My biggest tip for incoming high schoolers or current high schoolers is to not be afraid to kind of set your own path. It's really humbling to know that the work that I did in high school is appreciated by others. But even more than that, this money is going directly to my college fund and helping me afford my higher education. So I'm truly thankful and blessed to have this opportunity, so that way I'm able to continue my education and hopefully impact others one day. I think I would like to thank a few people, namely my parents. My mom and dad have been here throughout the way, have really supported me. Additionally, there are two teachers that really influenced me, Mr. Hull and Mrs. Prosser, who really helped me get my ideas off the ground while I was in high school. I would additionally like to thank Mr. Van Horn and also the Berkshire Hathaway team for everything they've done with this scholarship and also selecting me as a recipient.